Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Beverly, of course, from Design BCB, and I am going to show you how to do a couple of different kinds of cast on. If you're going to be new to knitting, if you're going to learn to knit, I'm going to have to learn how to cast on some stitches. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways that you can do that. There are different reasons why you would need different cast-ons. If you're increasing in the middle of a pattern, it's a different cast-on than you would use if you're starting at a project, for example. So the first cast-on I'm going to show you, you take your yarn. It's called a, I think it's just a twisted cast-on, I guess you would call it. So you're going to take this, you're going to make your slip knot, wrap your yarn around your finger, make your little knot, admire your work for a second, then take your working yarn, place it underneath that cute circle you made, pull it through, pull on your tail, you have your slip knot. Put your slip knot on your needle, pull it. And basically that's all you're going to do. You're going to take your yarn again, make another loop, and then put that loop onto the needle and pull. Make a loop, put that loop onto the needle and pull. Onto the needle and pull. Don't know if you guys can see that. Let me put that out. Okay. So you make up your loop, take your loop, put it on your needle, and pull. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's enough. And then when you go to knit with it, you're all set up and ready to go. Now, you're going to have to be careful to not leave too big a loop or string between your stitches. So you don't want to pull too hard away when you're completing your stitch. There. And that. Like that. And there you go. You're good to go with that. I'm going to take this off and redo it. Now the second cast on is called a knitted cast on. And the fun thing or the good thing about this is if you learn to do this cast on, you've also learned the knit stitch because there's just a little difference between the two. Hold on a second, be right back. Alright, had to clear out something. Okay. So, again, you're going to make your slip knot, admire your work, put your working yarn in between, pull up the loop, pull on your tail, put it on your needle, and tighten that up. Now you can take your other, you're going to take your second knitting needle, and in this instance I'm using a circular, so take your other needle. This is your working needle. This is your resting needle, or your idle needle. So you're going to take your working needle. You're going to go underneath your idle needle. You're going to slide it underneath through the loop that's there. So take it out, slide it underneath. You're going to take your yarn and you're going to wrap it around from underneath. Wrap it around your working needle. Then you're going to take your working needle, slide it back from underneath to the top. Right? And then you're going to take your idle needle, go over the top of your stitch, and put it on. Oops! Well, that didn't work. That wasn't pretty. And then you're going to put it on to your needle like that. So again, working needle underneath your idle needle through the loop. Your yarn is going to wrap around your needle. You're going to take it back from the bottom, pull it straight out, and then your idle needle is going to go over the top, through that loop, take it off the needle. It's going to steal it. A couple more times. Underneath, through the loop, working yarn from underneath around your working needle. Take it back from underneath, outside. Idle needle's going to go over the top. Take it. One last time. Underneath through the loop. Wrap it around. Take it from underneath. Idle needle comes over the top. Steals it back. And why I say you learn this, you'll learn the knit stitch, is because here's the only difference between the cast on and the knit stitch. You're going to slide underneath to the back. You're going to wrap your yarn around. You're going to bring it back to the front, but you're not going to steal it. Instead, you're going to slide it off. So underneath, wrap it around, bring it back from underneath to the top, and just pull it off. See? If you learn that cast on, you learn the knit stitch. Cool. And then the last one that I'm going to show you is the pretty traditional Longtail Cast On. Pretty common, probably the most popular cast on. So you're going to have your yarn. Your tail end or your end of your yarn is going to go to your left and the working yarn to your right. Take your thumb and your forefinger and you're going to go in like that, and the yarn is going to be held by your other fingers. So you're going to do that. You're going to take your needle, go to the middle, and then you're going to go to the outside of your thumb, pick up that yarn. Then you're going to go to the inside of your forefinger, pick up that yarn. Pick up that yarn. Then you're going to take it. Did I do that right? Let me start that all over. Okay, pick it up, outside, inside, pull it through. Then you're going to sneak it underneath and pull it through. So you take it from the outside of your thumb to the inside of your forefinger. Gonna take your needle, pull it through that loop formed by your thumb, pull it up, take it out. Again, on the outside of your thumb, pull up that yarn. Then on the inside of your forefinger, pull up that yarn, and then sneak it through that hole. Let it loose. One last time. Outside of your thumb, pick it up. Inside the forefinger, pick it up. Sneak it through that loop. Pull it out. And that's how you do a longtail cast on. Now, the disadvantage to a longtail cast on is that you can waste a lot of yarn if you don't know how much yarn to use For instance, if I was just doing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 stitches, that's a lot of yarn. So one of the tricks, if you don't want to measure, is you could take your end, hold it against your needle, then if I wanted 10 stitches, I would wrap the yarn around my needle 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that should be 10 stitches worth. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops. My hands are too big. 7. 8, 9, and one last one. See if I'm going to do this the other way. Twist it around. 10. And as you, with a little bit of a tail left, and you will need a little bit of a tail probably. So that works. That technique works. Wrap it around as many stitches as you need. And so there you have it. There you have a couple of cast-ons that you can use. And that's how you start knitting, and that's the basis of knitting. You'll need to know that if you want to go any further. So, hey, you can practice your cast-ons and wait for the next video, which will be more on that knit stitch. So until then, welcome to the world of knitting. We welcome you to Knitsville. See you later. Bye.